So the government just confirmed that 33,000 temporary workers will get permanent residency across the next 2 years. So that's 2026 to 2027. Keep that in mind. But here's the problem. There's almost 1.5 million work permit holders in Canada right now as of December 2025. And that number increases every time a round of students graduate from school and they become work permit eligible, which means that you only have a 2% chance of being part of that 33,000. Let that sink in. And if you are waiting for the details of the program to be announced to then start to get ready, the math is already against you. Now, I'm working with the immigration lawyers and the CEO of an immigration firm here in Canada to help you to identify who is eligible for this program. In this video, I'm going to list 5 things that you need to get ready before the program gets announced and what you need to do right now to ensure that you are ready and you know if you're eligible for this program the moment it opens. Let's get into it. If you find value after watching this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to this channel. Now let's see what we know about this program so far. This is TR to PR 2.0. Now, the government has done this once in the past before, but now this one is a little bit more unique. It's different. And the only thing we know right now is that one, it's open to temporary skilled workers. They have to have strong ties in Canada. They have to be working, paying taxes, contributing meaningfully to their community, and in-demand occupations. And you're going to do a focus on rural communities. We know what that looks like in terms of immigration programs. We know that there's a rural community immigration pilot and the communities that are participating in those. And we know what express entry category-based selection, in-demand occupations based on even this list for the RCIP program. So we have an idea of what that could look like based on what already exists. So I want you to keep that in mind and do with it what you may, but those are the details that we know right now straight from the government. Here it is on the government website with this 33,000 people, and they're like contributing to communities, working in in-demand sectors, specific in-demand sectors with a focus in rural areas. That's straight from the government, not making up anything. That is what we know about the program right now. And because this is spread out over 2 years, we don't know if they're going to open up all of the seats all at once. Knowing this government, maybe 50% in 2026, 50% in 2027, or a certain allocation based on the in-demand occupations, like maybe a certain amount to healthcare. We don't know, right? But we know that it's spread out across 2 years. And because there are so many unknowns, the system is not going to reward people who are fast. The system is going to reward people who are prepared, and you need to have these things ready for you. We've already seen what happens with a program like this back in 2021. When they opened it, the TR to PR program, one of the most popular streams, the international student stream, filled up within 25 hours of the program opening. And with this smaller cap, with this 33,000, we're expecting fewer seats, but also maybe even a shorter window for things to be filled up. So I need you to have your documents ready. But also, I'm working with the immigration lawyers at I Am Canada, who is the sponsor of this video. And they've put together an eligibility review process to help you determine if you're eligible for the program the moment it opens. I'm going to tell you more about that soon. But first, let's get into the documents that you need to have ready. Now, the first one is a non-negotiable. It's a language score. And you probably have sensed this, right? Now, this is CELPIP, IELTS, PTE Core, the equivalent of French, and they must be valid when it's time for you to apply. Language scores are typically valid for 2 years after the test date. So make sure that you're checking your test date. Make sure that you know when it expires, and it's not going to expire when you need it most. If you don't have your language scores already, test dates fill up when new immigration programs get announced and when a round of students graduate from school because they need their test, they need their language scores for their post-graduation work permit. Even before they're graduating from schools, they are booking up their tests. So the demand for tests has increased, and with a new immigration program, it's going to increase. And so test dates fill up immediately, and they may be harder to book and to get dates. And you don't want to wait for the program to be announced and you're behind the 8 ball trying to get your test date done. So this is something that you want to get out of the way, have it ready, and have it nicely tucked away in a nice little folder. And for the love of God, label the document properly. Last name, first name, test date, or test, language test, IELTS, CELPIP, something. So that's document number 1. A lot of people in 2021 just missed the boat for the TRTPR program simply because they didn't have a valid test. Number 2, Proof of employment. This is where a lot of people fail. If they're doing in-demand occupations or anything specific to a region or a job type or a category, you're going to need to prove that. And the only way to prove that is through your employer. So the job that you have right now, I need you to have an IRCC format job letter stating your income, how long you've been working there, how many hours you work a week, what are your primary responsibilities, and make sure that whatever NOC you're claiming, that it matches the NOC system on the NOC website. Not verbatim, don't copy and paste anything. Just make sure that the main duties are in alignment with what the government expects if you're claiming a specific occupation. Pay stubs, anything that you need to pull together to prove that you are in this in-demand occupation or you are working in this specific part of Canada is going to be so critical for this process. I want you to have those things ready, ask for a letter of employment, and have those things ready when it's time to pull the trigger. Now, the next document you need may be a police certificate, and you know those can take long. And there are specific details you need to understand about the validity of a police certificate. When you get it, how long is it valid for? Does it make sense to get it now? We're going to get into that, and I'm going to share what they say explicitly on IRCC websites, and I'm going to show you my police certificate and the validity period that it's said on it. But first, to take the guesswork out of all of this hocus pocus eligibility, rah, trying to figure out if am I eligible, when will it open, what if it opens on that day, I'm busy at work. To avoid missing the boat, the immigration lawyers at I Am Canada have set up a TR to PR priority waitlist. So here's how it works. First, you're going to reserve your spot on the waitlist while you start to prepare your documents. Then, when the details for the programs are announced, the lawyers at I Am Canada are going to go through your file to check to see if you are eligible based on the details that were announced for the program and or the first round of invitations that they're going to do for this program. If you are eligible, you're going to get a notification saying that you're eligible. Here's what you need to prepare your application. So that way, you're nearly like you have your finger on a trigger, ready to go for when the actual seats open. Because in a perfect world, we hope IRCC will do right by we and announce the details and then give a little window and then open the seats, right? So they're going to say XYZ, you are eligible. Here are the eligibility criteria. Here's what you match. This is an expert set of eyes, right? They are very familiar with the entire immigration system. And then they're going to say you're eligible. Now, if you are not eligible, based on how the program is announced, we don't know if they're going to do it in rounds, and we don't know if you should stay on the wait list or you get removed from the wait list. There is no risk involved in joining the wait list because you join, you hold your spot, you pay a fee. If you aren't eligible, your fee is refunded. And speaking about fee, joining the wait list is usually a whopping 10 Canadian dollars. But through the sponsorship of this video, I've called in some favors and was able to get you a discount. And if you use the discount code ATBCI, you get 10% off, a whopping $8 to join the list, hang out there for very professional eyes to be able to review your documents, review you as a candidate, let you know if you're eligible for the program, and if you are eligible, help you to move forward with getting your application prepared. I think that it is a no risk, no brainer idea for somebody else to kind of keep their eyes on it for you. Because if you're having a busy day at work, the details are announced, the program is announced, whatever the case may be, you don't want to be behind the 8 ball because it needs to be fast and you need to be prepared. Those two things need to meet each other. So I'm going to give you the link in the description. I don't want you to leave yet because I need you to understand about the rest of the documents that you need to have ready and what you need to know about the police certificate. But at the end of this video, what I want you guys to do is to get yourselves on that wait list so that you don't have to think about it. I for sure know that sometimes things will pass in the day that I was supposed to be paying attention to, but because you get consumed by the day, you can't pay attention. And this is just paying somebody else to pay attention for you. And if the attention is paid and you're not eligible, you get your money right back. Let's talk about the police certificate now. This one is a time killer, okay? Now, usually for every country that you've lived in for more than 6 months after the age of 18, you're gonna need a police certificate. And this is typical for any permanent residency application. But here's the thing, inside your home country, you might be worried about like, okay, if I get to my home country now, how long is it valuable for? So let me just show you. So here is my police certificate back in my day when I was trying to get PR, right? And on the certificate, note it says at the bottom here, certificate is valid for 9 months as of issue of this date, which could be a problem because we don't know when they're going to announce the details. You don't want to have to waste money to do all of this, and it can get pretty expensive if you're trying to do it from here to get your police certificate back in your home country. So here's what IRCC has to say about when to get a police certificate. Now, it talks about how long is your police certificate valid for. So for the country where you reside, right now you reside in Canada, you're a temporary resident here in Canada, that is your whole country of residence. It must be issued no more than 6 months before the date you submit your application. That's typically what they've asked for, right? Now, in Canada, it's easier to get a police certificate than in your home country. So this is a plus or minus. This means like you might be spending a little bit more money if IRCC decides to drag this process out for more than 6 months, right? But for your home country, right? For any other country, the police certificate must be issued after the last time you resided for 6 consecutive months or longer since the age of 18. So if you've been in Canada since 2022, 2023, you've not been in Jamaica for more than 6 consecutive months, or any other country that you're in. Of course, I use Jamaica because I'm Jamaican. You don't necessarily have to worry about it, right? And it says some countries put expiry dates on their police certificates. Like you just saw on my police certificate, it said 9 months, right? But if this is your situation, include the certificate and we will accept it if it was issued after the last time you stayed for 6 consecutive months, and if it is not for the country where you currently reside. So if you're thinking about going and getting your police certificate for your home country, I believe you can use this information to feel confident that you don't have to worry about an expiry date or the thing getting stale. Now, IRCC may require an updated one during the processing time. You do not need to give us a police certificate for any period of time before you are 18. Now, they say may require at the time of processing, so if they want to get a new one, but based on this, we'll accept it if these things are true. So that's super critical for you to know and understand about police certificates. My first visa was rejected because I was missing my police certificate. So I'm very sensitive about police certificates and getting it right, okay? So this is something that you want to have ready, have handy. And generally speaking, I need you to be prepared for the success that you're hoping to show up. So even if you're going after the rural community immigration pilot or any of the immigration programs where it's that direct to PR pathway and you're submitting an application for permanent residency, you have to have these things ready for you, right? So use that. Rest assured, based on what IRCC said, I will include those links in the description. You can go and research it for yourself. This is not legal advice. Disclaimer. This is just information-based advice. Always seek advice from a legal professional before making any decisions of your own. So let's talk about the other 2 documents and then let's get you onto that wait list. Proof of education. This is your education credential assessment. Now, of course, there's this bubbling question, who needs an ECA? And there's a little video that I've prepared for that. But generally speaking, if you've studied outside of Canada and you're trying to use that education to qualify for an immigration in Canada, like to say that you have 2 degrees, you have a Canadian this and an outside of Canada that, or your highest level of education is a master's and they're qualifying you based on the master's, you have to have that education assessed by an authorized body like World Education Services, University of Toronto. There's at least 5 or 7 other companies that can do this assessment for you. You want to have that ECA ready. ECAs are valid for 5 years, which means that you don't have to worry about this thing for the next 5 years. And in the next 5 years, if you're not a permanent resident of Canada, we need to talk. So you want to get your ECA. Don't wait until a deadline. Sometimes ECAs can take 4 months. Sometimes they can take 2 weeks. So you definitely want to have this ready to go. No matter where you are in the immigration journey, honestly, get it out of the way. Unless you have like a 5-year permit before you have to worry about that, which there's no such thing. Unless you're going to school for 4 years, that's a different story, right? So of course, use your discretion, but I would get that out of the way as quickly as you possibly can. And the 5th thing is your identity documents, your status here in Canada, that is your work permit. Identity is your passport, any national ID. And if you are not here with yourself, we would say you come with lock, stock, and barrel, you have your family with you, you definitely need to have all these documentations for your family as well. Passports, photos, proof of address. If it is based on a rural area or a rural community area, we need to know that you are living in that rural area and how long you've been living in that rural area, if you have a lease or whatever. Proof of address, passports. You want to have all these things ready, not just your bio page on your passport, but also the stamps in your passport, all of the pages with markings on them. And I want you to gather all these things up. I don't think that generally the general public is good at document management. You want to have these in a folder labeled properly. Last name, first name, passport. Last name, first name, ECA. Last name, first name, police certificate. So that when it's time to upload it in the right places, everything is identified properly, they're labeled properly, and they're easy to find, especially if you're passing it off to an immigration professional to help you to put your application together. Do them the favor. Because they'll have to do it anyway. Okay, so definitely please get these things together. Go down the checklist. Check. I have these things ready. They're in this folder. This folder is saved on my desktop. I have a backup copy in my Google Drive as well for if I need to access it if I'm not on my personal computer. Okay, and I have the link to that. I want you to be like ready to pull the trigger. Okay, guys, with about 1.5 million work permit holders and only 33,000 seats, this program is not about luck. It's about preparation, and it's about being quick with your preparation after it's time to execute. Right now, this is exactly why the lawyers have put together this waitlist priority program through their law firm, because they realize that the seats are few. People are going to be scrambling. Am I qualified? Am I not qualified? And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to put it in front of some professional eyes. Can you tell me if I'm qualified? Here are my documents. If I am, tell me what I need to do to get to the next stage to be ready for when the program opens. So I want you to go ahead and click that link in the description, or it's going to be pinned in the first comment, to join the waitlist. And then when you join the waitlist, I do want you to come back. I want to be able to hold you accountable, but also I want you guys to develop a sense of community on this immigration journey. It can be so emotionally taxing and also lonely. Can you just comment "done" in the comment section below? I did it. I joined the waitlist. Done. It's done. That is there, and you can sleep good. You can give yourself some peace of mind that I've spent all of $8, which is the cost of bubble tea. If you buy bubble tea, no, bubble tea costs like $12, but $6 is $8 is a lunch somewhere. Save yourself a lunch, put your money there, join that wait list, please, and get yourself ready. This program and the successful people in this program, you'll see that they prepared will easily separate themselves from the unprepared very quickly when the seats are filled and some people are in and some people are out. Mark you, not everybody can get in, so it is somewhat of the Hunger Games, but the best thing you can do for yourself is where preparation meets the opportunity and both of you get together and everybody's happy. Now, if you've made it to this far of the video, I appreciate you for watching to the end. Hit that button, join the waitlist, come back, drop the comments, say I'm done, like this video, and please share this video. There are so many of you that are all in the same situation. I want you to share it and help the other person to have the same success that you're trying to go after right here. Each one, reach one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to I Am Canada for sponsoring this video and putting together this amazing waitlist program to help people to determine their eligibility. Use my affiliate link ATBCI to get your 10% off joining the waitlist. Get to it, come back, click done, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Remember to like and share.